Hi, everybody. I hope you can see me. Can everybody see me? I hope so. Gosh, I have been fighting with one stream tonight because I guess I can't see the chat. I'm trying to see the chat. Connect to chat. Here we go. Can I see the chat? Can I see all the chat? Yes, I made connection. Gosh, I am so sorry, everybody, for running late. One stream live is wild. See, I am Life and Vibe, otherwise known as Ray, and I apologize. I was having technical difficulties. When I realized with one stream live, once you schedule an event, it kind of wants you to kick off at that time. And if you don't, it tells you off and tells you missed it. So I guess one stream live is my prison job. Oh my gosh, it fought me. And so luckily, I actually went and I can see everybody. Hi. Yay. You got your zing and you crushed it, Jack? Let me show this. Oh my gosh, one stream live drives me wild. But StreamYard, I can't show my attorney's fair use statement. And I'm having a feeling that Tim is going to be getting quite litigious on us soon. So let me add this onto the stream because he's quite ornery currently. So he's not been doing. Are you techie like Tim? Am I techie like Tim, Tar Heel? You obviously can tell I am. No, I guess I did pretty good because I set up the stream and then I realized you can stream to an existing event. And it took me a second. It was fighting me because I thought I was going to have to set the whole thing up again and like set it up in YouTube and all this stuff. I was like, oh my God, what a nightmare. And I'm so used to StreamYard that even if you set it up at one time, if you change it at YouTube and stuff, nobody else cares. So I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Are you able to get some running in again? I hope so soon, Mo. I hope so soon. My sprained ankle is improved, and but obviously now I've adopted this new dog, so I obviously am quite busy, and I don't think Roscoe is up to running at the moment, and I don't know if he ever will be, but hopefully, yeah, I hope to. Thank you for asking. Ray has a lot to talk about tonight. Oh my gosh. So I think the main video, if you haven't seen it, and people are always like, and maybe we could answer some of Tim's questions, and all these people are like, oh my gosh, you just obsess about this one guy. Well, what they don't understand is this is kind of like our soap opera. We get to come together, we get to enjoy in a group setting the absolutely killer good content that Sarasota Tim provides us, and we get to comment all about it all at the same time as a group. He doesn't understand. We get to group hug at the same time. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He'll never get it. He'll never get it. So anyway, obviously I appreciate everybody watching. I'm so sorry again. I was running late. Technical difficulties. But if you can like and the stream as you come in, and obviously to participate in the chat, you just need to subscribe to the channel. I'm creeping my way to 4,000 subscribers, and I feel like with content like mine, I'll never get there. Obviously, because I make content about somebody who I may be almost getting as many views as he does on a video, and so I will be letting you know, for those of you who are fans of Foodie Beauty, otherwise known as Chantal Marie, I will be going live with my good friend Cheekbones, my registered dietitian friend. We're going to be talking Foodie's Foot and other things, I guess, on Thursday. We'll be at 4:30 p.m. this Thursday, Eastern Standard Time. And so take a look out for, obviously, the announcement of that live stream. He just needs to move to Damascus and collab with Chantal now. Well, Tim, sadly, I do not believe has access to a passport because he did not pay his child support in Canada, not Canada, California, allegedly. I guess I better. Ridge Runner's here. Oh no. Oh, is Ridge Runner here? I thought you said they were here. I don't know. I haven't seen Ridge Runner or Hater Channel around for a while. Neither Ridge Runner, Jimmy, or Hater Channel has been around, so we don't know where they are. I'm sure he's watching. I have a feeling that Tim watched potentially mine and many other Hater Channel videos yesterday, due to the fact that he seemed quite riled up this morning and is having to lean on, I think, another subscriber, I guess a new friend, and the one that he said he spoke to for an hour. I guess this is his new person to counsel him on his channel and how he can deal and manage with all the hate. Hey, Irish, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure I want to say hi to Lori. I know Lori here too. Hey, Lori. I know she's saying, and the Irish here. And Catherine's telling him he needs to find it on the map too. He's not overly blessed geographically, I'm sure. I don't dare to answer that question on behalf of Tim. So anyway, like I said, if you can, and like, comment, subscribe, or just like this stream on the way in. Everything that is raised from the stream tonight is obviously helping to pay for the attorneys that help us. Hey, Carl, come on in. That help us pay for, the attorney, because attorneys aren't cheap. And so I just appreciate your generosity. I don't get to go have fun with any of the money I make from my channel like Tim does. I don't get to buy countless pairs of shoes, because it looks like he's got a whole nother pair of shoes on today at the UTC mall. And anyway, so I appreciate it. And just we get great actually engagement. So I have way more people who watch than subscribe, which is actually true. So if even half of those who aren't subscribed but who regularly watch did subscribe, that would probably get me to 5,000 subscribers, and that would be awesome. It's not that I get anything other than having hit finally 5,000 subscribers. Maybe I can walk into a Wells Fargo and let them know. What are you talking to me for, watch? And let them know I'm a famous YouTuber with 5,000 subs. Hey, everyone said, hey, Dingo, come on in. Oh, we got a great crowd this Monday night. It's Monday, isn't it? Because I start my prison week on Sundays, actually. And, I have this terrible prison job. But yeah, members only. So I announced that we will be doing a live on Foodie's Foot. So we'll be talking about the broken foot and all that shenanigans she got going on out there, and how she really should not come off a major antidepressive like that. You got to probably titrate. Otherwise, it's going to go pear-shaped for you, Foodie. So don't just come off of stuff, girl. I don't. Are these just PRNs? Are they take as needed? Because if they're supposed to be scheduled antidepressants, you just don't stop taking them like that, girl. You know better. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be doing that. And then members of the Good Life community, those of you who are members, I really do appreciate it, because that just gives further support of the channel, the mission. What's the mission? My mission is, as a registered nurse, is to call out people that just talk this just stuff around health, that they obviously are quite clueless even to how the basic workings of the human body. And so when you have people who genuinely do not understand the basics workings of the human body, but yet want to come out having listened to 2 or 3 videos and want to try to correlate their watching a few YouTube videos and reading some emails and some comments on their channel to a professional with decades of experience in their fields. And I'm talking, what I mean is, I was a teacher I have a Bachelor of Education with Honours from the United Kingdom with as a certified teacher. So I have a teaching license from the UK and an honours degree from there. I learned how to speak fluent Spanish. Not only did I live for 7 years in Mexico, hola mis amigos mexicanos, but I obviously studied at the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, and I studied advanced Spanish, and I have since taken classes at the university level here in the United States just to kind of keep my Spanish practiced. I obviously have had times where in hospitals, when I worked in the emergency room in the heart hospital, and we had native Spanish speaking patients coming in active coronary events, often myocardial infarction, then they would bring me in to speak Spanish to actually help keep this person calm. Because a lot of times the person has, they're sort of like semi-conscious enough that they can follow commands but not feel pain. And so and then obviously I've taken a nursing degree. And between the two, I'm now trying to be a nurse educator. Thank you. I'm back to grad school starting July 30th. So I'm excited about that. And obviously, I've studied psychiatric mental health as an RN, and I have an extended time as a registered nurse. But Timmy still getting peed off that I should have the audacity, because we know this video that he ranted off this morning about was aimed at I know he talks about other haters, but I feel like this one was specifically aimed at me. In regards that he gets very upset that a woman, I'm sure, would have, the wherewithal to try to compare herself to the great Timothy and, mock him for his, ridiculous advice, inexperience in anything related to matters of health. Somebody who literally avoided any medical care throughout his entire life wants to talk. He wants to compare himself and his nonsense that he buys into the most gullible man on the internet. Okay, guys, I said enough. Tim went to the schools of hard knocks. Catherine, well, we all went to schools of hard knocks. Anybody of us sat here, grew up in Generation X, latchkey kid, not an adult around, made our way, figured it out. That's who we are. That's who Gen X is. So we're the last of the feral kids. We're even going to redefine retirement. So the sort of old-fashioned sort of paradigm of retirement that Mr. Baker wants to continue perpetuating on the World Wide Web, especially on the YouTuber, and let's use some Tim language here, is asinine, in my opinion. Laurie says, sorry, you guys are going to have to get my attention with this one. Life and Vibe, Ray, you must have the patience of a saint. I could barely make myself complete my undergraduate or graduate coursework. I just wanted to start on the job training. Oh, straight away. Oh, well, I certainly worked the whole entire time. So if this person wants to say that he started working at 14, Tim, I had my first babysitting jobs at 11 years old, taking care of the neighbors' babies, literal babies, okay? And a lawn mowing business. And I did paper rounds and stuff. And I worked at the local. When you were getting married, I was working at a local supermarket and obviously going to school. But I promise you, I left home very early, and I pretty much left home by that point. By the time I was 18, I left home. So, and then I traveled and lived in Mexico for 7 years. I lived in London and Mexico throughout the 90s. I then moved here to the United States and set up my life here. And I arrived here with 4 suitcases and a dog and a cat. And a few $1,000s. And by 2003, I bought my first property. So I don't want to hear from Tim. If he thinks he's all special and is losing liabilities out on a slab in Sarasota. Yeah. You glad you're not a Gen Xer? I mean, we rock. We're not gonna fail like out in retirement like that, because we don't checking in. Still, yeah, 79 still is. Absolutely. We have a whole, I was super adventurous. Oh, yeah. I had the best life, man. Every weekend I was going to Acapulco for years. So anyway, I had a lot of adventure. I had a lot of fun and traveled all over the world. They used to call me, I was like an international, like, just like always having a good time. Like through the 90s, you'd find me at concerts in LA. I never paid for a concert, a hotel, anything, a nightclub, a drink. Everything was the airplanes, the hotels, everything comped my entire time throughout the 90s and a lot throughout the 2000s too. Yeah. You were born in the 60s? Is my full-time job a registered nurse? Yes, I'm an RN. But I'm also a grad student trained to be a nurse educator. And so I could do, clinical nurse educator, and that would be obviously in a hospital, or working through colleges, training the next future generation of nurses, and obviously combining my background in education. And I worked throughout Mexico, lecturing teachers, and worked with Pearson Education and large publishing houses as a specific academic consultant, which meant that I worked at schools teaching them how to use their curriculum and materials. I also used to give when I was in my mid 20s, I used to speak in front of 300 teachers at a time in a hotel room and teaching them how to give their coursework, and would give 3-hour workshops in my mid 20s, and would write the whole entire workshop. And in fact, my employers were so impressed, who were Pearson Education, which, if you're anything involved in education in the United States, you're very familiar with Pearson. They actually adopted my stuff and had the other reps use my material. So that's why I'm not even worried about these upcoming courses. And I was publishing my academic papers, Tim, on transitioning students from the bilingual to the monolingual dictionary and having those published in journals in my 20s. So yeah, I'm just a fool. So I'm sorry. I just had to go off because Tim's going to go off about his background. So let me go off about mine. And there's still more. My background in business. I have all sorts of stuff. So I wouldn't say, and I worked in publishing for a long time as well. In London, in Mexico City. Yeah, I just, So I think this one about Tim. So let's get to Tim. Let's just get to Tim, guys. I said my piece. I had to, because Tim he just thinks that we're all jealous. We're losers. We've got nothing. The reason why I come out here is because I really do have absolute concern that there are unlicensed individuals with no business being out there, talking about their outrageous cholesterol numbers and then telling people that to ignore it, and just dangerous advice that could actually lead to real harm. And so if people want to know why do I do this and why do I dog on this guy all the time, is because I, as a medical professional, find this particular individual extremely dangerous with his advice. His medical advice in particular, and the way he's so flippant about his actual health and his eyes and everything else, and then likes to blame medical professionals for his absolute, just blatant disregard for his own personal health throughout his adulthood, is shameless, and it's appalling. And I don't feel that, and all these people want to come into there's not many, but a few, like, it's weird that you're obsessed like this. You know what? I'm going to keep calling this guy out because I don't appreciate his absolute drivel. And we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. But that's why I do this. This is why I do this. It also helps me raise money, like I said, to make sure that small creators don't get bullied by narcissists on the internet like this guy, who should be grateful that we're even bringing attention to his channel, because he'd be sunk to the bottom by now. It's good to see now when you actually get into a feed. I don't use your name, Tim. So don't ever say I use your name. I don't even need to use your name, sweetheart, for people to come to my content to watch your nonsense. They know if they see RV life influencer or Florida creator or something, they know who it is. I don't need to actually put your name. So I might tag you somewhere in my tags, but it's nothing big, Tim. There's other people I find interesting, but I don't know. Some people might feel a little bit more compassionate to these people's stories and their situations. And I think, Tim, with us knowing that you took $58,400 alone in the IDL loan with a business that was no longer in existence because you had supposedly taken unemployment and PPP. How can you be unemployed and then have a business that went into existence? It was getting deeper into the time when people were supposedly having no contact. And I guess, in reality, you would think that, that would not be, I would love to see what you put down as what your business was, some probably type of marketing business. Come on, Tim. Anyway, all right. Do we see Tim? There he is. Oh, he's huge. Let me go this way. You know what, Tim? There's my fair use statement. Okay. That's a fair use. Okay. So I gave a little bit more history about me, and it was important because Tim's going to go off, and we're just going to let him go off at 1.25. I'm just going to let Tim rant. Tim's going to rant. Oh, did I say that if you check the members only video, I'm going to have a cute little video of Junebug and Roscoe walking. So all of you who are members of the Good Life community, thank you also for your additional support of this channel. That's right. I was going to talk about the fact that it's my mission to all these medical charlatans like Tim. And then obviously that extra support, after I get all the attorneys paid off, will go to the dogs. So I do appreciate that. And obviously, because of it, I get to stay here because Tim would love to see me gone. And I'm assuming he's trying to implicate me as one of these females that's fighting for his affection. Yeah, right. Tim, you've got so many red flags. You like a beacon.
And, well, we need it. My friend always said, we don't need it. I'm enjoying some McDonald's coffee that I made here in my pot, and I made it extra strong. And I got to tell you, folks, this is the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. This is good. I got that heavy whipping cream, and it's really good. Let's talk about something. Yesterday and the day before, I've been a slacker, working my prison job, which is YouTube. And I had a friend of mine yesterday, I was talking to him on the phone. He kind of put it in a way I've never heard before. He goes, one day you're the chicken, the next day you're the feathers.
You're the chicken. Thank you, Blue Wave Bob. He says, One Man Nation, Dingy, and Life and Vibe turned me on to DS. I hadn't heard of him before I visited y'all's channel. Well, that's a lot of ways that people do find these characters. It's actually not by these guys, but through the reaction channels. Because this is part of YouTube's culture, Tim. It's been in existence on YouTube forever. As long as there's been someone putting out content, there's been a reaction channel. In fact, some of the most popular channels are the reaction channels. A lot of people make reaction and commentary. Huge channels. There's the one guy, I can't remember his name, with pink, long, everyone knows, younger people. There's all sorts. Tim, you should be flattered. We take that much attention. He's been a slacker his whole life? Yeah, he has. Look at him, smiling away there. Tim, he's trying. So he's talking, obviously, to his friend because we're going to find out what. Sorry,
so,
Tim.
I guess that's what it is. But there's something deeper going on. There's something. First of all, let's just back up to the immediate, the most recent, yesterday. Yesterday, I was ill. Something was going on in some pressure in my sinus. So, I heard everything in the comments from, it's the heat, making deadly fumes in your RV. And that's a reach. Okay. That's a little rich. And then it was, the carnivore flu. And then it was this and that. It was nothing other than I have these fans blowing in here, and there are, I've been in here a lot. I don't know if it's allergies or what it is, or if I pick something up, because it wasn't like a cold. And today I'm better. In fact, I was so bad yesterday when I mentioned it, it was only 25% as bad as it got last night.
Doesn't this sound reminiscent to the time that Tim had the worst hacking cough that ever happened? And he was going to die that night. Had to take all that medication. Tim, you didn't seem that bad yesterday. I'm just going to be honest. Okay, I'm going to put it to you this way. When people are really sick, Tim, just take it from somebody who's worked with people like who've literally died in front of her eyes. Let's just take it from there, okay? That's going to be my, Tim, okay? My experience, okay? Your experience of death, okay? Which is your, idea that what impacts you is so brutal that it feels like death, okay? Or what is it like for people who are actually in the dying process? And I can promise you, the folks in the dying process do not feel like they've got the energy or the mind space to create YouTube content. Even though you put out one video, you still put out a video. Nor would they be driving around in the car with the capability of doing a 30-minute blabathon. So let's just take what Tim says then, moving forward from that, idea. Because, Tim is sad fishing today.
Last night, you might have felt sorry for me. I even contemplated, is this something going to lead to something that I need to go to the doctor, the emergency room? Seriously. It was starting to spread down into my top and my neck. I think when I went to the gym the other day, I did these exercises that work these muscles in here to build a bigger looking a trap. Not so much your deltoid, which is here.
Oh, okay. So it was some type of exercise-induced sinus thing. Does this man sound like he looks like he's even got anything that's Tim, if you tie one on, you're dancing the night away. Keep saying. On Saturday night, maybe you had a little headache because you were dehydrated and inflamed. Because one of the things that happens that they think the reason why people get the headache with the hangover isn't the dehydration, but the inflammation that the alcohol causes.
Shoulder, which I do all the time. And those are just straight push-up things. This one, you sit in the machine. Let me show you. You sit in the machine, you put your chest against something, and there's these pads.
I'm sorry to hear that,
you lift your arm up like this, and you're leaning forward with this thing on your chest, right?
Well, Ross, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to validate that is not a good experience. And I can appreciate that there are probably times when things happen that, don't align, and everybody should be their own advocate. Tim not ready for an emergency room. He would be triaged in a letter that's not even existent in the triage. Why is this guy here? Tim, I promise you, you'd be hating life where you'd be triaged in an emergency room, especially anywhere on a weekend night. You don't want to do that.
You're sitting down on this thing, and you're taking both arms,
especially with kids out of school. I'm just telling you, that's just kids are out of. They might go to the kids' hospital, but the teenagers might end up in the bigger hospital. You just never know.
I can only do one, and it's pulling, and I'm telling you, I think I pulled something. But then why was my nose like water was coming out of my head like a faucet? Clear mucus, water. Sneezing, couldn't stop.
Well, Tim, if it was clear, I can tell you that's no infection. You didn't have an infection, sir. If it was infected, you would assume that the exudate from your nose would have a purulent appearance. So like green and nasty looking. A clear discharge just makes me think that your nose was trying just to clean out its passage. Potentially, maybe, more of an allergy. If it's not potentially well taken care of and you don't hydrate properly in order to decrease the inflammation in your body, because that's one of the important things that hydration does, then you might find that your sinuses are more irritated. And then your body's going to work harder to try to clear it out. Just saying. And you're welcome. I'll give you that one for free because I know you watch.
So that was one thing. That was a separate thing. And then that muscle that, and I broke down. I took 4 Advil.
Oh,
I had some ibuprofen, some Walmart brand.
No.
I used to eat those all the time. And, being on this health thing, I'm like, well, don't take anything. Maybe that's not going to be good.
Well, Tim he talked a little bit about a sore neck, but if Tim was really feeling quite rough from this, he wouldn't have put out 4 videos as he did today, maybe 5, including this 36-minute video. That's why it just seems so dubious that he was on the brink and the verge of passing away last night. And necrotizing fasciitis is awful. So I'm sorry you had to experience that, Gail, because that is very dangerous, very scary, and never should be taken lightly. Ever. So I'm glad they caught that. Or you caught it and you alerted the medical people so they could get the proper diagnosis in. So, I mean, there is a way of being in tune with your body, obviously. I do believe that. But when it comes to things that are certain internal things that you can't really see, like the clogged arteries of your heart, your body isn't going to have you really have that feeling that something's wrong until you start to get chest pains. And a lot of times people mistake that for indigestion. So that's why it's so important to be really getting labs and having a good relationship with the healthcare provider. And obviously, keeping an eye on things and starting early in life. So it doesn't become so much that has to be potentially managed as we get older. So obviously, and I think that's something that my generation had been very fortunate to have access and maybe more education around exercise, using sunscreen, doing certain things around our ways that we choose to have how we eat and eating more, at least for me, at least more for myself, more fresh foods and vegetables, and kind of always having followed a Mediterranean style diet without even really understanding there wasn't really a name for it at the time, obviously, unless you were in Italy, of course. I don't know. But yeah. All right, keep going, Tim.
With all this fasting that you're doing.
Oh, no.
But I did just have dinner last night. I ate all 6 of those chicken thighs. It was the best chicken thighs
Not the
I've eaten my life. You saw the color on them when I cooked them. I mean, damn, that Q12 can really barbecue. I'm using that grill more than any grill I've ever used in my life. Really, it's amazing. So anyway, I think that after whatever allergy or something that I got, I pray it doesn't come back on me today, that I started feeling, and I was worried about when I was doing that exercise, and it kind of pulled. I was sitting in the chair,
to hear that.
And because it was so hot yesterday, I whined about that, and I didn't go out. You don't have to spend much time in here, even in an apartment, I would think. And you start to go,
okay. Tim is moving so fast through this monologue. So he's in one moment, he's like brink on the way to to go to the ER, and now we're over here, Tim.
Crazy, because I'm an out.
He's suddenly not going to be enjoying the greatest floor plan ever in a Flagstaff travel trailer? What's going on, Tim?
Outdoor person. And I was literally like this last night. I kind of paced around. I was thinking to myself, There's nowhere to go. It's Sunday night. Everything's closed. I want to go take a walk. I don't want to walk around the ghetto here. I have to drive all the way over. The mall's closed. I'm walking back and forth in here. I'm looking at the,
Why is he calling his neighborhood now the G word? I don't really like calling places that. I think that's really culturally inappropriate, Tim. It's not good. It's not a good word to be throwing around. I don't like to. You mean an undesirable neighborhood? You feel that you live in an undesirable neighborhood. So Tim went stir crazy, trapped in the Flagstaff yesterday in what he considers to be an undesirable neighborhood. But the other day he was saying it was just as good as an apartment. Tim, where are you on all this? I think in reality, you're not that happy in the Flagstaff. Are you kicked out by Tammy? I think we're going to learn in this video what's going on.
8 square feet I've got is all. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're a prisoner. I was hating it, folks. Hating it. And I didn't want to sit in that chair anymore because it's like the way I was sitting, crossing my legs, holding my head this way, that way. I kept doing this. I kept trying to loosen that muscle. I didn't know what to do. And I finally went in there at 7 p.m. That's why I look half dead.
Well, if your muscle feels kind of tight like that, Tim, I find like heat's really good. I've got like one of those things that you throw in the microwave and it heats up, and I can put it like on any part of my body that I just want to get a little dose of heat, whether it's on the lower back because I've been working with the little girl all day, or I want to get it on a sore shoulder or something like that. And I just do that and put some direct heat on it for a while. So it feels all nice and warmed up. Feels good. But it seems like, I find it interesting that Tim became so stir crazy. It's you're really telling on yourself in this one, Tim.
Now, and I just laid on my back, turned everything off, turned the air down,
Yeah.
and laid on my back on the bed in here.
Bag.
Like this way, and prayed. Seriously. How you like my new bath mat? I bought it at BJ's yesterday. It doesn't go with the colors in here, but it's pretty and it's so soft. $12.
He had to, of course, go off and buy something. I guess that's when he did the returns at BJ's yesterday. So he went to do the BJ. This is Tim's morning. So Tim, the king of positivity. Okay, guys. He's going to tell you at the end of this video. Okay, so don't be surprised. Okay, you're supposed to remember he's the king of positivity. I'm the negative, just new over here. I'm the negative Nelly over here. Negative Nelly, nurse, negative Nelly. That's who I am.
And I literally prayed. I felt sorry for myself. I didn't know what to do. I got nobody to help me. I'm all alone.
Oh my gosh.
And about an hour and a half went by. I got up at 8:30. I said, you're not going to sleep tonight. You're going to be up at midnight.
Plus, I diagnosed that bath mat will never reach a place where Tim gets it to mold. He already says the color doesn't match. What does that mean, guys? That means the thing is getting returned. Tim is going to probably return a dirty, used bath mat. Ross, that's what's going to happen. Because he said he doesn't like the color. And he can't wash bath mats at the laundromat. And Tim already struggles to get his laundry done, as we know. So that thing is getting returned to BJ's. I bet you it's got the tag still on it.
It's going to be a long night for you. I came out here at 8:30. I did feel a relief. That helped me. It really did. But I still felt it a little bit. And I was worried about aggravating it if I sat back down in that chair. And then it was 8:30 and it was like, 9 or whatever it was. It was getting to be too late to think about even going out Sunday night. So I took a bite off a sleep aid pill, another Advil. I took 3 earlier. I took 1.
Wow. You know what I call that, Tim? An unhealthy coping mechanism. In my opinion. professionally. If I heard somebody saying that you were bored and pacing and didn't seem to know how to just kind of be with yourself in your space, and in order to gain sleep, you had to take a sleep medication unless you have a absolute history of insomnia. I mean, or some type of, other type of mental health disorder that would require, especially Ambien. You always want to kind of be careful when you're obviously using Ambien with patients, especially with patients with any history of alcohol use. Definitely won't want to mix alcohol use and Ambien. If I had had a patient who came in like Tim and told me about his kind of past alcohol drinking, and even knowing he supposedly wasn't drinking anymore, you always have to think, could it happen? Could a relapse happen? I mean, you always have to put this in the back of your mind. So you do need to always consider whether you want to prescribe something like Ambien to somebody, because they do come with a number of very startling side effects for some people, as we've had stories of people doing some very odd behaviors in the middle of the night, and things that they do not remember. And so it is one of those drugs that when I was training as an MP, that we and psychiatric mental health, that we would make certain the patient wasn't, going to abuse alcohol with that drug. So yeah, that's kind of concerning, Tim. And it's kind of concerning that you try to convince people on your channel that how you are having your retirement, which, like I said, I don't think my generation is going to quite see retirement the same way maybe Tim sees retirement. I don't think it's good then that you try to sell that because that's how you live and that's how you want to get your clicks, your views, and your money from YouTube. And then you really, in reality, when something like just a inclement weather event happens, it sends you stir crazy. I think that's something you really have to think about, because that's just kind of not good. Not in my preference, that's not good. I mean, I was happy sitting with my dogs on a couch, man. The two of them at the moment, if you could see, are totally asleep, sneezing on the couch. Maybe I'll try to figure out how to turn the camera and let you see them.
With the sleep aid, I said, just turn the air down and go to bed. Talking about the air, because it just came on.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Attend the clubs.
Put on the Bible app, and I had my phone reading the Bible. I take my phone there every night, and I tell Siri to put on thunder and lightning or waves or meditation music, and it does it through Amazon Music. It's pretty cool, to have your little sound machine. So I'm telling you, I was praying. I was concerned.
Why do you always pray when you get sick? And is that a bunch of air blowing in the back, Tim? Did you suddenly hear all that air come on? That's not from my home, okay? I know one stream does some strange things, but that's not coming from my end. That's not coming from my end, guys. You retired at 59? That's great. I try to keep up with the chat too. Hey, garden inspired living. God forbid he travels somewhere not as hot as the surface of the sun, like Florida, like any no man retired person might. Some reason he's staying in the Sarasota Bradenton area for some reason. I think he's much more concerned with his eyesight than he is letting on. With that very large vehicle, I don't think he comments all the time. This is just my opinion, that the Crusher is very uncomfortable to drive with the Crasher specifically. He complains all the time about it driving like a tank and this, that, the other. A truck, I should say, that he spent $60,000 some dollars in, and then he put out a video today trying to convince. I'll have to do a video on that one. So his Tim math on that car and the truck and the Flagstaff being able to be $80,000. He could just sell it as an $80,000 package and somebody would just snap it up straight away. And he's so grateful he couldn't sell the CC rider. I don't think that's the case, Tim. I don't think so. I don't know. I think you're not. And then he's talking about selling the truck and doing something else. I mean, this is supposed to be a guy who's supposed to be smart with money. And if you are not telling me that every time you do something like that in such a short amount of time on a vehicle, especially vehicles you bought new off the lot, and didn't just think, well, I probably, I'll keep it for 10 years, because I had a new off the lot car in 2020 and I still have it and I can't wait to have it paid off. And it has given me 0 issues. And so I hope it gives me 5 more years of 0 issues. So, I mean, but it was also one of the least expensive models of vehicles I could find, but enough that was comfortable enough because I drive a lot for my work. But he's out here spending $60,000 on a truck and trying to tell people, I'll let him talk. But that's another video. If you haven't caught it, it's wild. It's wild. I'm not sending people to Tim's
my life.
You know what I mean?
It was kind of bothering me that I had this sneezing and then I had this muscle and then I felt sequestered and then I felt a little alone and all these things were coming over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, is this got to do with carnivore? Because I'm not eating, I'm not getting the vitamins. And I had people tell me that too. Oh, you're not getting the vitamins. Eat some fruit, eat some sugar. While you all meant well, I didn't think that the person that talked about
So, I mean, Tim literally, supposedly, and like I said, he still put out a video yesterday that was very long, and he still managed to come out today and put out many videos, but he yet was like at the brink in the middle of the night, like he always has these stories, the middle of the night last night, and just, having to get all this, just thought he was praying to God for this one. You know what, Tim? We're going to have to bring somebody into the stream then. Since you're praying, Tim, he's coming in and he's going to keep an eye. Yes, you know who's going to join us, guys. You know who's joining us. And you know who's watching, Tim, don't you? You know who's absolutely watching. Yes, sir. Jesus saw that. Yes, he did. Keep going, Tim.
camper emitting fumes because of the hot sun was serious because, I mean, don't you think I would have noticed that a year ago or all these other people or the RV industry wouldn't have known about that years ago? Oh. Anyway, thank you for
Tim, the man who was like putting out videos last week, just like could not thank his subscribers and stuff enough in his great comment section. Now he's being like, back to the old Tim. You don't think I know that? I'm the nicest guy on YouTube. You don't think I know
that? Your concerns. And this is what I talk about a lot of times when, you're sick or whatever, you're in a hospital or you're in a trench and the bullets are flying over your head. You'll be crying out. And being that I'm already a Christian and I already believe, I'm not an atheist that had to have something like that happen. I immediately
keep for a long time.
Asked God to help me because he's always been there for me. And it looks like he did.
Whoa. People send the man coffee money. A miracle occurred last night. He was sitting there getting stir crazy in the Flagstaff. It was raining. There was nothing to do. There was nowhere to go. He didn't feel like driving really in the rain. He went out and get his shoes wet, whatever. So knowing that he didn't probably want to get his shoes wet because it was that bad, he was stuck, and probably the noise was probably horrendous because I have just alone this sunlight sunlight thing. I have like a sunroof type little thing on my ceiling here on my condo, so I get like a little sunroof thing. You know what I'm talking about. Oh God, I can't believe I can't remember the word. Not a construction person, obviously. Anyway, it literally in the day it's great, but when it rains, oh my goodness, that thing with the rain hitting that sort of whatever that material is, that fiberglassy type clear material that they put up there. I don't know. It's noisy. So I can't imagine the level of noise. And so you can't probably hear his grit TV that or watch the hater channels. So I'm sure he was skimming through all that.
I'm feeling very good right now. My left eye is not really good. You know, I think that doctor screwed up on that surgery. I think that when you go back after these surgeries, they say, "Oh yeah, everything looks good," and I think that they're going to say, "Oh man, I messed up." You know,
Thank you, Flat Pat. You're always so kind. It's a lemon character lifting a baby lemon in the air to congratulate him. Well, thank you. Thank you. A skylight. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. It was a skylight. Thank you. Good Lord. Hey, sometimes we struggle for words. Thank you, Skylight. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. All right, keep going, Tim.
you could sue me, or
What?
I didn't do a good job on you. I think if I had a do-over, I'd never have done it. This eye, it just feels like it's red all the time. I feel like, you know, regardless.
Tim, I can promise you, you don't have a case, because we saw you after both surgeries and how you are absolutely incapable of sitting still. And they specifically said things like, don't lean over. You were literally saying this is one of your instructions and leaning over at the same time. You just could not just keep away from you still gonna get some views on those darn Social Security videos. Saw some guy commented 10 days ago on another one of your Social Security at 62 from not the original one, but another one with like smaller views. So, I mean, he still pops up all over the time with that stuff, and he's unhappy in this camp. Tim, you only have yourself to blame about that eye. You're not going to get anywhere. One, you never saw optical care until later in life. So your eye was already shot and a goner by the time you actually got to the ophthalmologist. And then obviously they have done their best. But Tim, I think the last time I think you left and went out of state or something. You don't sit still. So you actually don't recover at all. And then with the drops, you said very clearly that the ophthalmologist said the next time you go in for your appointment, you had to put your drops in, which means you weren't diligently putting your drops in. So you have the poor case, Tim. So you trying to turn around. This is why I make commentary about this guy. Is because of like this. How dare you have the audacity to blame somebody else because of your ineptitude on caring for yourself as a fully grown adult, because you were more concerned with getting those hundos in your pocket so you could take your sand rail out than actually taking care of your effing eyes. I'm sure you're no sunglasses on with the sun just blaring into your eyes, tearing it up.
A lot of you say that it doesn't look too bad sometimes. I feel like there's an issue with it.
This is wrong.
And I'm having to take these drops. I could have, and that's all that I ended up doing in the end is taking drops. Yeah. So I shouldn't have done that, putting that straw in my eye. All right. Next in my life. See? All right. So you'll see it. It's on the news. You'll get it. This whole thing about yesterday got me a little bit too much watching the politics on YouTube, not CNN, not Fox News. I'm getting where I can't stand either one of them now. They just continue beating a dead horse. But that
you just worked that out, Tim? Tim probably, I liked hearing this, guys. I hate these guys. Tim. And now he's like down the YouTube rabbit hole of the news stuff even further. Gosh, I'm telling you, Tim, it's going to get you circling the drain soon.
That guy I was telling you about, that Devory, whatever his name is. Now there's another guy copying him, because these guys are actually getting tens of thousands of views in 5 minutes. And they're like news people. They sit there, they have a thumbnail, and they show a clip of the politics people and all that. And
I personally had a surgery. I am somebody in the medical field. I supposedly took very good care, very clean care, excellent care of my wounds and everything post surgery and everything else when I had my septal deviation repair, my rhinoplasty. And I ended up with a really bad infection from the surgery like 4 months later. I had a very, and I believe my obviously, work in the healthcare field where I have probably more exposure to things, along with being under a great deal of stress at the time, probably made a hotbed for anything like an infection to begin. Especially with the stress. Stress really will, run you down. And I certainly had a lot going on. Got the worst. Anybody who knows me, knows this channel, knows I was on antibiotics for months, Tim. And I got so sick. This is where I know, even from personal experience, I couldn't move off of my couch. I was only making YouTube content supposedly at the time, and I was so sick. I think a week went past and I could not even get the energy to get in front of this camera in my home in this chair. That's how sick I was from the antibiotics. And I just couldn't eat, couldn't hold anything down. It was bad. Covered in hives. Just awful, Tim. So, I mean, come on.
I don't know how, the Google AdSense and the revenue works as far as, the one guy's already got 1 million
Cut his hair and dyed it.
That I was telling you guys about. And he's got the play button behind him of the 100,000 subscribers a long time ago. He's only got like 400 videos out. I've got thousands. But anyway.
Tim, Jesus saw that. He saw you coveting somebody else's YouTube plaque. 100K plaque. Ever since they got rid of that 10K button, Tim's unhappy because now you don't get the 10Ks. I remember when channels were getting the 10K buttons.
I'm not going to, I don't do that kind of editing. I don't have that kind of software. He sits there with a big microphone, like a lot of them do. And not to mention it was very interesting because like here he is bringing both sides.
Exactly.
And he's been very critical of Donald Trump regarding this Epstein thing.
Really bad.
While he's a supporter and got no use for the left. Believe me, he's a conservative. He's a veteran. Young guy. Said he was in the military, I believe.
Okay. I don't know how long Tim going to talk. Okay.
I've purged away that I noticed was bothering me. Okay. It's just like if I were to quit this diet right now and just start eating oatmeal raisin cookies and cakes and pies and Cheetos and drinking Diet Cokes and going out and eating cornbread, mashed potatoes and rice and beans. And
is this how Tim used to eat? Is that how you used to eat, Tim? I think you give yourself away, sir.
And just start, just throw everything out the window and start polluting my body. All I was doing was polluting my mind. And I could tell, just like you start eating bad after being relatively healthy, I'm becoming, you will feel bad. You will notice it. And so that was a wake-up call for me yesterday to get back to what you know how to do, the way you think. And not watch that crap. Get back to Grit TV.
Oh gosh, the Grit TV. Debbie, that's a very good point you made in that comment.
You hear something major happening, check it out, get in and get out. But to sit there and another thing about YouTube, I tell you guys about how to get rid of the trash.
It seems like, Tim, that you just discovered the retirement that some of my patients experience at the hospital. And it is important that you take good care of your health as best you can. I mean, obviously, there are things that are out of your control as a patient or an individual. Sorry, patient, I should say it like that. An individual, as in there are congenital things or hereditary things or autoimmune disorders or certain things that really have no control. But for the most part, most of us have an opportunity from adulthood to make the decisions as to how it will impact our health as we age. And I think probably most of us have enough. I guess it depends. And I would have said that someone like Tim was traveling around and doing enough things and living in nice enough places that he wasn't living in a food desert. He didn't have and didn't, have limitations to access to good fresh fruit and veg. So it seems like a lot of these things that, you know, I'm not sure what he was educated around food. I think a lot of us didn't necessarily have families that did the best educating around food. But I mean, my situation was unique. My mother was a vegetarian.
Out of your suggested feed. And this carnivore stuff and fasting, every video in my suggested feed is fasting this, fasting that, why this is fasting, should you fast, what fast does good for you, 25 reasons, 10 reasons, my top reasons, carnivore, carnivore. I mean, it was like, so I started pressing the play button and hold it. And then that menu comes up, do not recommend this channel. And then it says confirm, click. And I'm just getting rid of them. I was inundated. You know, I get enough help in my comments. But the videos have been a world of knowledge.
I mean, I love everybody's comments. Don't get me wrong, but Tim, I always, you know, caution. I think anybody who even comments in this channel's comment section would not assume that they are the medical experts or the experts on certain. You know, I think we like to have. I think Tim really likes to sort of double down that he is somebody with a great deal of knowledge on topics that are his commenters, and he's too swayed by what they write and say. You need to have your own ability to critically think at the end of the day, Tim.
I've gotten enough that I'm on my way. But to sit there and just rewatch them over and over, and you're already doing it. It's like taking a driver's ed class and you've been driving for 5 years and you go.
Tim, you need seriously something to fill yourself other than making these YouTube videos, because I know that probably is one of the things that you do. I know sometimes you say it's your prison job, but I think it also fills your time and it fills that thing about making money. And I think too, for Tim, would have a endorphin hit from him, because anybody who is familiar with but maybe not as much now as it used to, but anybody who's familiar with YouTube, has a monetized channel, will know that you have an app that you download called YouTube Studio, and that kind of gives you your back end access to your channel. And every day, pretty much, it's in the evenings sometimes, YouTube will roughly calculate kind of how much you've been making from your channel day by day. And so, and then you can even see how much money certain videos make. So there's a lot of analytics that you are able to look at as a creator. And I think for somebody like Tim, seeing that money, it's just a constant, probably, you know, also as much as he needs the money, I think seeing it, you know, get that amount coming in, it's a bit of a high for him, just like the shopping is and stuff. I will let you know, Tim, it is summertime, and every creator knows that views are less in the summer because people are out and doing stuff, just like you all.
Drivers in, you want to just keep taking the course over again. You can refresh yourself and learn something always.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't just sit there like.
I was saying, get a hobby, Tim. You need a hobby, sir. You need a hobby other than making YouTube content, because this isn't even content. You don't, you know, research, look anything up. Obviously, I have a reaction channel. My stuff's a little bit different, but I also then I come with years of expertise, Tim. So there's topics I can talk around, and I've already studied them. So I'm not having to perpetually try to learn information. Like Tim initially tried to be one of these, like I've said, talking head channels, and he would give facts and information about what was going on in the world and the mortgage industry and this, that, and the other. But unfortunately, Tim's credibility, because of really his background, and really it's true, because he should be putting out a bunch of disclaimers, and it meant that it's very hard to take him seriously.
But you haven't even started, so I had to get rid of that. But if you're watching YouTube and you're getting videos suggesting that you should watch because you selected Sarasota Tim,
Bertie,
I have to tell you, folks, I don't like to talk about it because
Bertie, I'm going to find your super chat. Thank you for that. Keep talking, Tim.
I don't want to assist, help, acknowledge in any way the channels that are out there that use my name. I don't even want to hear it in my comments. In fact, when someone does mention it in another channel, I block them. Just so you know. If I see, when I click on you to see how many comments you've made to me, and I see your subscriptions and you're subscribed to any of those channels, I block you. Because.
Bertie, I can't see it because I'm on the one stream live. I sure Catherine gave you a shout out, but Bertie, thank you so much for that super sticker. That was very generous of you, and that's obviously going to go to the puppies who are cute and asleep over here. If you can see these two on the couch, they're adorable. I've got one on one end and one on the other end. And Roscoe, I know nobody wants to always hear about the dogs, but Roscoe played for the first time today in the house and was playing with his hippo. I mean, he already went into the toy box and pulled out a bone the other day that's like stuffed with some food in it or something. But today he actually got like a rope toy out and was playing with me. And Junebug was obviously playing, and we were all playing in the living room before we came on live. And so, I mean, I just have a lot of fun with my dogs. I mean, dogs are one of my hobbies, Tim. Obviously, you know, I'm in school, and YouTube obviously is my hobby, but I'll come out and live stream like this. You never live stream with your community. How can you, you know? Yeah, that was sweet of Bertie. And I'm so sorry I missed it. One stream live is kind of weird. They don't let people pin stuff. It's weird. But thank you. Thank you. That was so sweet. Lori asked, at Life and Vibe, is it one of those squeaker hippos? It's a Kong hippo. So it's made of a rope from the Kong brand, Kong, and it's like covered in this material, but it looks like a hippo. And so it's like covers like everything that my dog both dogs like ropes. And I've discovered that Roscoe likes ropes too. And like toys but they have to be kind of durable for the type of dogs I have. Oh, well, thank you. And you guys are angels for watching and liking, hopefully, when coming in, because that's all I need to do in order, because live streams generally are the content that do the best for my channel, if you may. I mean, my videos do well, but I also love live streaming too. And so I was excited to come out and do this one because I love live streaming. I find it fun and I'm trying to keep up with the chat. StreamYard was like, I needed to make sure. That's why I didn't use StreamYard. I had to put out that thing, and StreamYard's being wild at the moment. Keep going, Tim.
It's like if I wanted to meet a new woman,
Creative
and I found out that
what's that?
You know, she was a drunk, or she does crack.
What's this?
Or
I need to focus on what the Tim is talking about. Alcoholics and crack. Okay, Tim.
Likes to listen to Satanistic crap. You know, and then she also is interested in me.
Wasn't this guy taking care of business every day? Wouldn't that be considered some of that Satanistic stuff? Rock and roll and heavy metal? Because I promise you, I have some cousins of mine who are in the Southern Baptist religion, Tim, and they couldn't go to any movies and listen to that devil's music. So I know exactly. So I am very aware. So, but you could just, Tim, you were out dancing in Sarasota talking about how good the cover bands were. So you cannot be out here doing it, crushing it for Christ's crud. And I call it crud because it's crud with Tim, because it's just all fakery. Phony.
Okay. I find out she's a closet smoker.
Well, I wouldn't want to smoke her.
So
he is hilarious.
If you're a person, you can do your thing. Hey, you do you, right? I'm not your boss. But if you want to be in my community, I can't stop anyone from watching these videos.
Thank you, cat lady. I really do appreciate it. For Roscoe Dental, my cat has had 2 oral surgery and needs another. It can get very expensive. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much, because yes, and I am thinking in the thousands probably. I have another vet that it's a different vet, like that's my old, like not the one that I go to that's near with Junebug, but one that I used to take my other dogs to. And the reason was due to they were a little less expensive, and one of the things that he specialized is like dental. There's another one, so I might just find out, because this vet's very good, but they're very expensive. So, but I know other ones that are less expensive, and so it's like, I don't know. There's none of them are. So anyway, it is what it is. That's why we're out here. You'll be seeing me. Like I said, I'll be putting out more content this month, guys. Aren't you excited? And that was very kind of you, Cat Lady. Thank you. He will die alone. Okay, no. Yeah. And Beth, and you're right, because Tim's going to start talking about all the things that make him a great catch. And to me, Tim, some of them things are red flags to ladies. And so that's why we've got a PSA out to the Bradenton, Sarasota area. Because Tim doesn't want you listening to devil's music. You got to be crushing it for Christ with him. Tim, I guess he was taking care of business, listening to that song and talking about his music playlist the other day. That's what he's just like, which is it, Tim?
No one in the entire world, everyone is able to watch my video. But I do have control in my comment section about what people say and do. And I also have moderators. And they've all been instructed with a certain guideline. And then anything after that, I take control of.
Hold on.
To purge this stuff out.
Hold on. Tim, what are you purging out? This, blue wave. Oh, I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I'll try to give you guys a show of them on the couch in a second without showing all my house. And then I think somebody gave away a membership. Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing? Lori, thank you so much for that Life in 5 membership. I'm trying to find you on this one stream. I see it. It's not quite, it doesn't highlight things like it used to with good old StreamYard. You're very generous and I appreciate it. And I was trying to find where your thing is, Lori. Who won the membership from Lori? Let me know, Catherine or Sammy. Oh my gosh, Dirty Jersey. Good evening, Ray. Here's a donation for you. Oh, it's actually a dog. An awesome cat. It's actually content. Well, thank you, Dirty Jersey. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's actually a puppy, so I hope that's okay. I hope it's but I have owned cats in the past. I have a feeling my dogs would eat cats, though. I would not let them, but that's so kind, and I appreciate it. I'll try to show you them in a second, and that's so generous. And Lori, you know I'm trying to catch up with these things, and obviously this is terrible. And you guys are so kind and generous, and I really appreciate it. And whoever got the Life in 5 membership, I'm so excited because you will get a chance to see the video of the pups out and about this morning. And I'm going to keep trying to film some little content like that. I didn't put a microphone on or anything, so it's a little bit rough. But you at least get to see Roscoe in his t-shirt that he had on. So he had a little t-shirt on.
So why did I say that? I said that because you can get rid of those channels out of your YouTube feed.
Well,
folks,
congratulations, Waiting and Judging. Thank you.
I've been told in my community at least a handful of times, every time I bring this topic up about these copycat coattailers, these losers that are like the media on Trump.
I think he's trying to say that's JJ. Tim, he's so positive. Never says he's going to say he never says a negative word about anybody. Never says a disparaging word. I never disparage anybody. But he out here calling people losers. No, that's disparaging, Tim.
That try to disparage my YouTube channel and me personally. I just want to say this today, that the channels that you might be watching as well as watching me. Most people that watch my YouTube channel, they know you're getting it from the
Oh,
horse's mouth, like right now.
oh,
This
Beth,
is
hold
who I
on.
am.
Sorry, I'm sometimes over here on this side. Thank you, Beth. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. That's so sweet. I didn't realize, and I'm not making this up because Junebug has beautiful teeth. Okay. I was like always impressed with, because I had a dog before, my Pomeranian. She had the worst teeth. And I had that dog's teeth cleaned so many times, probably throughout her life. And I maybe had her 11 years. And I don't know how old she was. And I adopted her. She probably had her teeth cleaned about 5 times. I still have a ton of her teeth here because in my crazy scientific kind of crazy mind, still think I can get a genetically reproduced dog. Not that I would, because that's just a little too weird of science, but I know people have done it, and I would take another Dolly again. And because she had a blue one. Anyway, so I literally have my dog's teeth. Anyway, my deceased dog's teeth, I should say. His teeth, I thought her teeth were bad. Because she had to have like so many removed because she had literally had a gum line that moved. If you know little dogs, they have these issues. So she had so many teeth taken out. Like I was like, this poor dog. Like, don't worry if she tries to bite, she's got no teeth left. And they just kept having to take teeth out because of the way her jaw was, and I could literally see how it like. Anyway, his teeth are something different. This dog the other night. Actually, oh my God, my Nightbot is working. Thank you, Nightbot. Oh my gosh, Nightbot showed up. Good, well done, Nightbot. I didn't even think so. Okay. You have dogs, you get your teeth cleaned every year. Yes, I had my dog's teeth cleaned like all the time. And Roscoe literally last night we were walking, and I guess one of my neighbors threw some like fat onto the like ground after cooking some meat in the grill. And Roscoe caught it and he chucked it on the grass, like not the grass, sorry, on these like big gravel like rocks that we have for the flower beds. Anyway, we got rocks. So he like took the thing of oil. He's so like thin and emaciated. He has been dewormed. But he just didn't eat at the pound anyway. He ate rocks. He literally picked up. I had to get him to. I couldn't get him to. I finally spit the rocks out. I could hear the dog like crunching the rocks too. It was the wildest thing. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Do not eat these rocks. I do not need you to tear out your colon on me." And your small intestine, the Lord of my life. Just the last thing I need. Dog was eating rocks. Anyway, his teeth are terrible too. Oh, I mean, like I looked when I first picked him up from the pound, and he was sitting behind me, and he started to like. He's very good in the car. He's so good, but he's obviously started to smile. And I suddenly saw inside his mouth, and like I suddenly was like, I've never seen such terrible dentition on a dog. It's like some of his teeth are black. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I literally have him on soft food at the moment because I really didn't know what's happening with the teeth. And then the dog ate rocks. I mean, and he spat them out. Oh my God. I swear. I'm not even making this stuff up. He's that wild.
I share my life.
I could barely
I
get
mean,
to eat.
very few people will tell you everything about their life. Now,
He's got
of course, I have a
pica.
line where I don't expose everything, and nor should anybody.
My dog has a pica disorder. I'm just teasing.
But there's
I have a
nothing to
fan.
hide
Puppy
here.
cats.
There's nothing.
Oh, Blue
But everything that
Wave.
these other channels are saying, there's reasons.
Thank you for that
Okay?
extra generosity. Thank you so much. Blue Wave says, when we moved, we brought our stray cat with us. She's now a happy house cat. Oh, thank you for doing that. Thank you. I mean, for the cat, other than the generosity, I brought my cat with me, who had been the little kitten of an Acapulcan street cat that the person I worked for in Mexico in the English language school, he had adopted the mom and brought her from Acapulco because he was totally a cat person. And she had some kittens. And then I adopted Lucas. And then Lucas actually came from Mexico here to the States with me. Obviously, he's long since passed away. I mean, I had the cat in the 90s and brought him here and brought my dog with me. So never would leave my animals behind. But I appreciate it really, guys, because he really is going to. Uh-oh. We got a public safety alert in Virginia Beach. Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. We've got I just got a senior alert on my phone for somebody, an elderly person. Oh, my gosh. Dementia. She went off in the call. Tim, that's going to be you one day. That's one of the things my male patients used to always say was about the wanting the keys to the truck. Thank you guys for the generosity. Okay.
Reason number one.
Okay, here we go.
They just hate life, and they do that to other channels as well. They started doing it. They watch another channel that's into this disparaging character assassination and hate, like the media. They're trying to build their own viewership. They want to make money on YouTube by spreading hate.
Got a silver alert.
And they don't have any talent or skill or anything to go out and show, or are good speakers. So they usually hide. They don't even show their face. They just talk about me or someone else. And it works to a degree because people believe MSNBC, people believe Fox News, people believe CNN, ABC, and all the rest. And they don't tell the truth. They tell a shred of truth. Well, these copycat channels.
Tim, when I come out and talk about things like your EIDL loan, somebody got so upset with the facts that I was presenting that they got me for personal information. So I find it hard to consider that people just make things up. No, these are literally the words that come out of your mouth, Tim. And those are literally the UCC filings that you put into the computer to get $58,400 of EIDL loans from the American taxpayer. You talked about your EIDL loans, Tim, and we found the evidence. That's it.
Aren't even, they've left the shred. Everything that they're saying, and I don't watch them, but I've been informed lately from a couple of people that they just, I used to give them a lot of material, and since I'm not traveling as much or whatever, they just wanted to make up their own. So they just make up stuff. It's literally lies, just pure a lot. They don't even try to find something.
Am I making up anything about Tim? I don't think I've ever made anything up about Tim except the praise the Lord video that I made where I likened Tim and Tammy to Tammy Faye and Jim Baker. And if you haven't called out my parody video on that one, it's one of my favorites, is the praise the Lord, where, because Tim's always preaching and yet he's rolling around the casino. So it's just the religious hypocrisy, Tim. So people who understand the purpose of the video, it's religious hypocrisy. And I kind of cut it between bits of Tammy Lee, Tammy Faye, and Jim Baker. It's awesome.
And spin it. They just want to make up anything they want and say it. And the people that are already watching them or find it entertaining for whatever reason, I don't know, they watch it. Okay. And I think
thank you, Bertie, for the few more bucks for your Lego Roscoe. Yeah, the legal is definitely going to be up there with the Roscoe too. I already saw the legal today. We need rescue dogs in our lives. Adopt, don't shop. Adopt, don't shop. It's so important. Absolutely. And this little guy is just already, I mean, you would think I'd owned this dog for years. I think obviously having Junebug in the home and he being able to model with her behavior is really helpful. And she is such a good kind of chill dog anyway, that I end up with just chill dogs. So they're very good. And like I said, the two of them today, I wish I would have videoed it, but unfortunately I was actively playing with my dogs. So as cute as it was with them playing, I was in there like playing with them. So I hopefully one day I'll film one and be able to share it with everyone because it's as cute as can be. I like how you have such a solid knowledge of Christianity and the Bible. I actually do. I actually seriously do. I did study I was actually an altar girl in the Church of England for many years. And I actually went to religious schools and was confirmed and baptized and am very well versed with the Bible, actually. So, yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Are you laughing? Are you laughing? Are you about my or Tim? Hopefully not me because I actually
Yes,
do. I have
for even giving them a
do it in
second.
church.
I know a lot of people have told me that watch my channel. I watched that one time and I never watched them again. Like losers. In fact, that's the majority of what people tell me. But I know that they have these people, and let me tell you what they are. There are only a handful of them that create other YouTube channels and usernames to make it sound like and look like there's all of these other channels. They don't exist. In fact, the one person or two I know of literally have multiple YouTube channels and multiple people.
It's not true. I can let you know, being in the hater channel community, no, that's not the case. Tim, there really are actively that many individual people who really don't like you. I don't. Well, no, maybe I do have a personal disdain for you at some point, Tim, just because you strike my channel so much and try to get me off the internet from YouTube when I'm doing good public work. One, we'll get to this. So we gotta get
that they act like they're different people. You can buy them, you can create them, views, likes, usernames, YouTube channels. Those you can pay for free. They just watched a video one day and I received a free e-bike, and they couldn't stand the fact that me and other YouTube creators received products for advertising because we have people watching us, and they just couldn't stand it. So they started hating, and then you block them. And some people are like Fatal Attraction. You block them and they're like, you can't quit me. I'm really going to attack you now.
That is so kind. That is so sweet. Thank you, Blue Wave. I'm so glad. Thank you for discovering our community. Says Roscoe Rocks. Yes, along with him eating rocks. From this point forward, for every SC of $20 or more, you will give 5 until you've reached 100. Oh my gosh, that is so generous. Thank you so much. So anybody gets $20, Blue Wave is going to give another 5 until he reaches 100. So if you guys really want to help me, take care of Roscoe. Let me show you to him real quick. Let me see. He's sleeping, so I don't want to wake him because he's on his trazodone. So let me see if I can just turn the camera around. Get you to see if you can. I think you can. There he is. Can you see him? Can you see Roscoe? Say hi, Roscoe. Oh, there's Junebug. Say hi. Can you see? I hope you guys can see him on the couch over there. He is. Oh, you're coming over to say hi to your mom. Say hi to everybody. Tell everybody thank you so much. Yeah, he's so sweet. He's probably 30 pounds underweight. Probably should sue the pound for a case of animal cruelty over here. Because he's in such dreadful condition. He's only 4 years old. He's skin and bones. That's one of the reasons why I had a t-shirt on him in the video. But I really appreciate it, guys, because he really is going to need a lot of care. And the attorneys are taking up some of his funds at the moment. But I feel it's worth the fight, even if Tim's out here complaining about everything. So we got 30 minutes to raise money. So thank you. And thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. So I appreciate it. Thank you. So if anybody has, I know times are tough, but I certainly appreciate the generosity and the desire to want to match. So thank you so much. trying to get the comment hidden because I know it's come up. I'll figure it out. Okay, keep going, Tim.
And then they grow and they start doing it. And then they find other people like to hate. And now they're getting their recognition, not from me, but from other people. So they just keep doing it. And so.
Oh my gosh, Jaggers. That is so generous. Oh my gosh, you're going to make me cry. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I mean, seriously, I really appreciate it because he's a sweetheart and we will keep you posted on all his stuff. So I'm going to not cry. Are you getting out a toy? Oh, he's playing with a toy, guys. Oh, you got baby. Uh-oh, Jude, he's got your favorite toy.
Then I received some emails when I first started my YouTube channel from women.
Thank you.
Supposedly.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
That wanted to get with me. They found that I was attractive, I was energetic, I was funny, and they're like, hey, I know you're with somebody, but how about you and me being with each other and you getting rid of the one you got? And I'm like, sorry, I mean, I wish you luck and all, but, and they're like, you can't quit me. And some of these people, I don't know if you know what catfish is, they're men that pretend to be a woman. And I still have a lot of that. I still get a lot of that. That you don't know about that I delete or block, and I just go in and block them out, and they just keep recreating a new username. Why am I talking about all this? Because Lori, I want you to realize that this channel is real. This channel wants to grow.
Lori,
I am who I am. I love my community. Yes, I started out for fun.
How did that happen? Lori, you got your own membership. We got to have a word with YouTube.
With my Forerunner, I was doing mods and I had people watching, and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. Then I got a $30 check and a $100 check and a $200 check deposit in my bank. I'm like, wow, we got to do more of this because this will support, this will supplement my social security. And so
I promise you, I know everything that we have that's happening in this world. And so I just really appreciate the generosity because I really do. I just really do because... And I think people know, even though I work and I'm a nurse, I'm obviously a single female. And I think people understand that. And I do really appreciate it because, yeah, I really do. Because I have a feeling that he's going to need some extensive lab work because I have concerns. Obviously, I look at his teeth. I think about his heart conditions. I'm wondering about his other organ functions because he's so emaciated. I mean, it almost feels like, even though he was at the shelter here locally, if you can see potentially, and I don't know if you can see in the camera there or when you look at the members only videos, how thin he is. It does almost feel like a case of animal cruelty. I know that they did everything they could. They had him on trazodone in the end because he had so much fear, anxiety, and stress at the pound. Or the shelter, I should say. I hate using that word. And so, yeah, he's a really, so I appreciate it because he really was a genuine rescue from a really bad situation.
Began making more videos. And like my good friend Fred says, this is what I was meant to do. I'm a communicator. I can talk. I can't build a doghouse. But
you are fine.
I'm pretty good at talking.
Sweetheart.
And I'm fun. And I'm funny. I will tell you that.
What?
I know that. I've been told that all my life, and that's...
You've been told your whole life you're fun and funny. Oh, gosh, Tim. Ladies, where's my red flag? I need a flag of some sort. Tim, all of these are red flags. Oh, my gosh. Okay, keep going. He's fun. He's funny. I should not be here talking about the fact that he's a sad fish and dry begging, EIDL taking, medical misinformation maker. Shouldn't be talking or saying any of these things because it's Tim. He's a screaming narcissist.
What I esteem to be funny, talkative, happy, positive, and all of these things. And now I want to be healthy. And I would like others to maybe...
Well, Tim, I've kind of, I don't want to be hard on people. I know a lot of people are very, a lot of people, even in my community, are very, enjoy the carnivore diet. And my having said, I'm not somebody who supports the carnivore diet, I know goes against even my own community where I make content, because a lot of the other creators enjoy that particular diet. And I come in, and obviously I'm an RN, and I've worked in heart hospitals, and I've worked with patients who've had cardiac arrest. I've actively worked on cardiac arrest multiple times with people in cardiac cath. I mean, literally the person's having a heart attack, and I'm working either doing I mean, we've had people where it's like resuscitation and doing like rounds of compressions on people. This is the sort of stuff that I did in the heart hospital. That type of stuff. The shit that you see on, you know, the medical shows, that's what we were doing.
Learn and become like-minded. RVing, whatever I can share.
RVing,
you know, especially like being a believer and thinking positive.
Oh, Chris.
So over time, as the channel grew
trying to
that
get
way
Chris up
and
here.
my income went up, that brought out more and more hatefulness from those that just could never get off the ground.
Hold on.
And so their job
I
is
got
to try
somebody
to
else. Chris came in. Keep talking to him. I'm going to find your thing, Chris. Thank you so much, Chris.
sabotage and destroy the channel.
Oh, Chris, I
which
see you, Chris.
It's blessed by God.
Let me get you, Chris.
And it's me making it. And so that's not going to happen. And they just don't get it, but they keep throwing fiery darts and shooting in missiles. And now it's got to the point where they literally make up things about people that have been on my channel, that people I know to do what you do. I was watching a YouTube channel yesterday, and this one guy that's copying the black guy that I told you about, that's trying to do the same skit, and he's doing well. He was showing that Dana, whatever her name is, on CNN, with her countenance, it looks just like she's just a sad, unhappy, evil loser, was interviewing the head of ICE, that guy, you know, the czar.
Tim's going to talk about Chris. Thank you so much for your generosity. I'm sorry I can't find your thing. Every time I try to find you, if a comment shows up, it kind of puts me back to the beginning. So I do apologize for your generosity. And let me read your comment here. Chris says, "Hello, Ray and Pups. Tim is really coming undone." Yes, he is, Tim. He's really coming undone. He woke up, and this is this positive, happy man. This is how positive and happy. I promise you, I woke up probably way more positive and happy with these puppies and hanging out with me this morning than you did, Tim.
His name escapes me. And he went on CNN. I can't even believe he gives him the time, but he did. And she tried to destroy him, and he destroyed her.
Yes.
But the guy that has a YouTube channel was pointing out, look at her. Look how she frames her question.
Yes. Tim says things like that, Catherine. Yeah, it doesn't matter to him. Yeah, I know. To somebody who's not in the United States, someone just blatantly throwing out that something like that probably sounds culturally shocking. It probably does.
Look how she's trying to set him up to use these the way they do it. And that's what prompted me to make this video this morning, because I'm thinking, this is exactly what they all do. It's the same framework of how to.
Well, Margaret, you could make donations to buy me a coffee. I put a link in the chat, and we appreciate that. Or there's a way to do thank yous on YouTube through super thanks or super chats. There's like a little dollar sign. I hate telling people how to send me money, but you can always make a donation to Roscoe that way. And Roscoe is so happy, guys. He is up and chewing a bone. He says, "I'm trying to take care of my teeth, guys." Oh, he's been all in that toy box.
People, just imagine if I didn't defend myself, or if the border czar guy, or if Trump and Trump's spokespeople didn't come back.
I will put my send me if my moderators can drop an email, my email address, thelifeandvibe@gmail.com, Blue Wave. Shoot me an email, and I will give you my PayPal information. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. That's really sweet. I don't think you guys know how much I appreciate this. And I will be very excited. The 21st is ticking around the corner, and that's the day we will go live and make that donation to Bev Bianco for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So I want to make sure that everybody sees that I actually am going to donate the $700 to that foundation, that the money that we raise to buy me a coffee and that live. It's awesome. So thank you, guys.
Back and combat
great community. Thank you.
That negative, evil stuff that they're spewing on the internet and on TV, if they didn't do that, just think what the country would be like. Think of how people would be thinking. But it comes with the territory, and so I accept that.
You.
But I can tell you
Thank
this:
you, Margaret. I really appreciate
be on your guard about people you meet. I don't trust anyone anymore. Anybody.
Oh.
I don't, because I've put.
No, just to clarify, Angel, it's the THE life and vibe at gmail.com. The. It has the in front. Just to clarify. Because otherwise it's going to go to not to me. Yeah, I couldn't get life and vibe at Gmail. Somebody had that one.
My trust in men and women.
What's that? What are you doing about today?
I've never gotten on the airwaves and made up a disparaging video about a specific person and tried to assassinate their character. What I do is, if I have someone in my life that I no longer want to be associated with, I simply fade to black. I slowly stop talking, stop answering calls, being very brief. I don't need to tell them why I don't care for their friendship anymore or what I don't like about them. Because who am I to judge?
JJ, calling JJ. He must be busy tonight. Calling JJ. Calling Johnny. This is why Tim ended the friendship.
You know, I got my own faults. But if I find that it's not benefiting me, it's dragging me down, it's bringing me back into a place I don't like to be, negativity, evil, they say things that tweak my ears, their language, their habits,
Sammy.
Whatever it is, their associates, things they want to watch. If it's not something I like in my own life, then I purge it. And that includes people. Like, let's say I gave
purging people. We know who he's talking about there. And Sammy, thank you for your generosity. And sorry, guys, if I can't catch them sometimes because I'm on the YouTube page stopping Tim. And then one stream is kind of weird. So I do apologize. But I can see it in Nightbot. So I will give you shout outs.
Attention to a woman
on my
YouTube channel. And another woman come in. And she was jealous of the fact that I was talking to this other woman, giving her a little bit of my attention. Well, then one wants to either hurt the other or hurt me. Or whatever. They're like, well, if I can't have it, nobody can. And I'm going to I mean, they're very vindictive. They're very weird. And so I think that's what's happening.
I found it.
And I had a lot of people when I traveled out west
thank you, Birdie. And Birdie's been a long time supporter, and I know a fan of the pups. This money for Roscoe is very important to me. I know, Ray. A great service to. Oh, thank you. This is very important. I'm on a roll tonight. Yes, you are, and thank you so much, Birdie. And I'm just so grateful because he really is. I know he's going to take a lot of vet care, so I appreciate it. And food, because I have him on this nice dry dog food, like freeze dried food, like artisan, that he's eating. It's got a little bit more crude fat. But we have to take it slow because I can't just as much as he wants to eat, I have to be very cautious because his stomach could be much smaller. So I need to make sure that I'm not overfeeding him. I think that's something that people want to do. If they saw a dog as thin as Roscoe, they'd want to give him lots and lots of food. And that actually could cause him more harm. So I have to slowly try to build him back up. He's on probiotics, obviously, all sorts of different stuff. So, yeah, check my email. I definitely am. Make sure it's The Life and Vibe. I don't think I can put it as THELIFEINVIBE@gmail.com. The Life and Vibe. But I will, and I will respond to it, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you all who have donated so generously. Through the super thanks, super chats, likes, comments, and subscribes, because all that matters. Watching my videos, all of you who watch everything to the end and leave the silly emojis, all of that stuff helps get YouTube to want to put my content out there. As much as it's been hard, because ever since Tim started striking my channel, as we all know, it did kind of make some things wild. And so, yeah. All right, let's keep going. But Tim is on a roll. Tim is on a roll. Okay, we got to go because I lost some time with the start of this thing. And one stream live is going to penalize me. So we're down to the last 15 minutes, guys.
Stalked me. literally stalked me. We know about the guy that showed up here. Okay. And then when I was in Laughlin, Nevada, I had a half a dozen people literally show up to meet me. And had good intentions.
He's now complaining about all those people that he met who paid his golf fees like Johnny Vegas, and there was California Steve and all these people. And now he's throwing literally all these people that he hung out with last summer and having the best time. I promise you, Tim, you look way happier out, even in complaining about the heat in Laughlin, getting people buying you meals and comping you stuff and playing golf than you do this summer, sir. You've got somebody else's golf clubs literally in your shed. It's not in my opinion, because the person who owns them literally told me the story on the phone about what happened. And I said that I wasn't going to talk about it any further, and they didn't want to talk about it any further or be involved any further, Tim, because they're dealing with their own medical issues. But yet you're still involving these people. So the fact that you're out here saying, oh, I just don't want to care about these people. No, you're very hurt by these people, Tim. You're still hurting, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be out here talking about it in public. You would just keep.
But without going into all the details, I found out certain things, and I did what I said a few minutes ago. I just started fading to black. I was like, look, I don't want any part of that. I don't want to be associated with that drama, that whatever you're trying to do.
Is that the drama of returning someone's golf clubs, Tim? Is that what it is? Because they've offered to pay to help them ship back, but you're just going to let them. They're not going to. Nobody's going to go to your property and demand them back, and the people aren't going to file any charges against you. I think people would just like for you to do the right thing, and you're going to be dogged on it until you do.
I'm out. And so no one, without extreme vetting, do I allow into my circle anymore.
I don't know. Anyway, I can't say that.
It's just a strange world, and I'm not going to quit doing what I'm doing. And I have, believe me, people I've never met that are solids in my community. And I won't even mention their names, but you know who you are. You're an absolute.
Tim, you look rough today. I don't know why his audience keeps telling him how great he looks. I think he looks gaunt and burnt and unwell.
Solid. And there's more of them by 9 out of 10. Believe me, I'm not trying to say that a lot of people. It's just one or two, but it only takes one. I don't need to have 15 people to do this. It's been one or two.
Yeah, well, hey, we're almost about to finish up.
That's it for me. I don't have any room for it in my life. I don't care if I only get 15 comments on a video, but they're all.
Well, Tim's going to explain why he gets 15 comments.
Going to be loving comments, or you can just zip it. Like I said, I can't stop you from watching my videos, but you can just zip it. Carry it somewhere else. Put it on your Twitter or your Twitter. On your Facebook.
Remember, he's funny and positive, guys, and fun to be around.
And that's another thing. You got to get away from that social media, Facebook and Twitter and Twatter and X's and B's and C's. I mean, come on. And now they're promoting this AI stuff. Like one woman on TV the other day said she's worried about losing her husband to an AI romance, a fake created person. Believe me, folks. It's a changing world out there, and through this social media and YouTube, it just got to the point where I got to make a video like this.
Thank God your air turned off, Tim, because that was irritating me and my dogs probably.
And so I'll finalize the video. Sorry, it was ranting and all that, but
I know. Granted, the more the air increased in your air conditioned camper. Because it was the crescendo of that machine, and then you crescendoing all at the same time.
If you like, when I tell people I'm a YouTuber, my name is Sarasota Tim, and you Google it, you know what you're going to get? Me and a bunch of other crap, because they put it on Google, and they're hoping through my branded name that I've built myself that they will get a view, and someone will hate, and there's a lot of people that like hate. Look at the people that watch CNN and MSNBC. They just got derangement syndrome over Trump. And some people have got the same STDS, Sarasota Tim derangement syndrome. They can't believe the fact that somebody that didn't finish high school, that got divorced, that worked for himself, has made a living.
I'm going to clarify, divorced 3 times. Maybe divorced twice. The third time not divorced, that might be the deceased spouse and the reason why Tim is receiving Social Security. Red flags, ladies. Okay, all the things that he's mentioning here, all the red flags. Ladies in Bradenton, Sarasota, PSA. Keep going, Tim.
And has found a way to be a minimalist and lives a very happy life, promotes it, does very well, owns everything, and never went to school, college, or had a professional occupation, didn't have a pension, didn't get, you know, all these benefits by staying at a corporation or a company for 30 or 40 years.
I like how my name, life, and vibe is under your video.
I've done it on my own. I'm self-made. I started at 14 years old, like a route. Been in door-to-door advertising and marketing my entire life. Was in the car business for 17 years, and I was out of it for 30, 40 years now. But I talk about it because it hasn't changed. And I've been through a lot of sales seminars. I understand how to relate to people, and it has set me up for what God said. Look, you don't have a pension. You didn't do that deal. You didn't flip a bunch of houses in your life. You didn't build your wealth through the traditional way that a lot of people, follow the American way. You dug out your own, you followed your own road. You took a shovel out and you dug the trenches to get you through. I'm a solo.
You mean you work 3 hours a day, 3 days a week, got the hundos in the pocket and went to have fun? That was the trenches you were digging, Tim? You just wanted to have fun, Tim. Just be honest. You don't want to work hard. You don't want to fun. You just want to have fun. You don't want to do that sort of stuff. You can still have fun in a career and work hard, Taking somebody who has a lot of fun in her work and still works really hard. There's been some tough days, though, that I come home and I just cry. Not now, but back in some of my early nursing days. I promise you. Keep going, Tim. Tim is so proud. And all those comments about the college educator, all that stuff, it's probably aimed at me. Because he's got a secret, because I do try to rub a little salt. And if I sound conceited about it sometimes, it's really because I'm kind of baiting Tim. It's really not. I feel bad about it sometimes because it makes me feel like I feel conceited and arrogant or something like, oh, look at this and all this. And I did. And it's really to bait Tim. And look how baited he is. So I guess because I put out a fun video last night and Tim only had out one video. So there he is sitting with his sinus headache and watching me have very little sympathy for him as a medical professional. Because he had terrible cholesterol numbers. I just still couldn't get over that LDL of 207, Tim. If there's any, just don't even want to think about it.
Guy. And here I am. Living my best life. The only thing that would make it better now, and I never wanted it, or I could have done it a long time ago, is maybe someone to share it with. Because I'm changing. I'm going to be 67, and I'm thinking, hey, I've had a lot of fun. And
Tim, no. Stop trying to date women at your age. Please, ladies, red flag on this one. Do not be convinced. He's not going to travel anywhere, okay? Don't let this man convince you his Flagstaff has the best floor plan and that he's going to take you to the best places ever and that you're going to have the best time ever and you're going to travel because it's all lies. You're going to go to one Buc-ee's, to a Love's, to another Walmart parking lot, ladies. And he's going to be having more shoes and shirts than you will.
Every time I have this fun, I always think, boy, it sure would be great to share this with somebody. I sure would like to find that needle in the haystack, that woman that would be really compatible, that's like-minded, whether it be on religion or fitness or travel, RVing or getting a place together, beaching, just whatever, holding hands, walking down the beach, going to dinner, listening to music, dancing, whatever it is that.
Ladies, we've all seen Tim's hairy hands and that lounge lizard leather skin that he rolls with. No. What lady want to go hold Tim's hand? And he's not very tall. He's got short man personality syndrome, in my opinion, allegedly. He's angry over here. What is bringing you joy, Tim?
Brings you happiness that it takes two to share.
4 minutes.
Listening to music, dancing, walks on the beach and those kind of things. I know that kind of sounds a cliche, but it's true. And so
Tim, every time you get like what you think is a near-death experience with a sinus headache or a little bit of a cough and Tammy nowhere around to mop your brow, Tim has like this epiphany that he needs to get out there and find some poor woman who's going to put up with this. I mean, I guess there's some lady out there that thinks this is great, but remember, Tim, there's all these catfishers, and Tim thinks that there's women, with channels coming after him, chasing him romantically, and a bunch of other stuff. And, the reason why we're out here is because, Tim has, told me that he was with Tammy and he couldn't ever leave Tammy, and I'm just heartbroken, and that's why I have a YouTube channel so that I can, just say mean things about Tim, because Tim, said, no, Ray, we can't have a relationship with Tammy. Because, of course, I saw this hunk of a man on YouTube and emailed him persistently. And once he, rejected my advances, I, decided that, oh my gosh, I can't have my advances rejected. I am so hurt. I'm going to have to start up a YouTube channel.
I would like to put that in my life. I really would. And I've only just started thinking that way. And so that's something that I might be pursuing. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's going to be. I mean, but
yeah, because usually for the ladies, especially with this generation of guys, not to be harsh, there's some guys, obviously absolutely wonderful because of all the generous men I've seen this evening. But we're talking about Tim here specifically. Okay, let's just be honest. But people did grow up with different roles, gender roles, not, to be unaware of different ages and what the gender roles were in that time. And women do tend to be, I see it with my mom and my stepdad, super there for him at all times, where I would be probably telling the guy to like look at him like, what are you looking at me like that for? I mean, I work all day taking care of people. Now you want me to come home and take care of you too? No, I'm taking care of the dogs. You're a perfectly grown man and you can take care of yourself. Tim wants so, but I don't think you're reciprocal, Tim. We saw what you did to Tammy in the Shin Gate. We got 1 minute. I'm gonna let you finish it out, and then I have to say goodnight to these lovely people.
I've lived a life that's put me to the position where I'm at through what I was trying to say a minute ago, without all the traditional things of education, professional jobs, pensions, and all that. And I'm doing fine, absolutely fine. My health is improving, and I'm still very youthful. So there you go. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't want to go back in time and say, yeah, I wish I would have gone to school, college, and all these different things.
Watch out, Darren. He's going to ban you.
I admire those that do. I look at their lives and I'm like, yeah, you're the typical traditional American life. Still got your wife after 40, 50, 60 years. All your children, you're all close. You own this home. You've had about 7 of them in your life, and you're worth a lot of money, and you're doing great. And I'm like, God bless you. God bless you. But my life is.
Are you trying to throw JJ under the bus? Because he and Bev have been married for a long time and seem pretty content, or Teddy and Jolene, or any of these other, or Fred and Rafaela? You throwing every married couple under the bus? You can't do that, Tim. I don't throw married couples under the bus, and I'm not married anymore.
Different. And this is it.
I said
so I share it. I enjoy it. I crush it.
Oh, Tim, we're not crushing anything. Let me stop sharing, Tim. Okay. I got to go.